Let's be honest, we'd all love to be super rich, whether it's so that we could quit our job or so we could give back to our parents and family, maybe just buy an island or even spend our days sunning it on a giant yacht. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone that doesn't think being super wealthy would improve their lives even by just the smallest amount. Sometimes, however, it can seem next to impossible to reach those lofty lifestyles we dream of, often leaving us feeling deflated and defeated. People can spend their whole lives playing the lottery, placing bets on various sporting events, or even working a high-paid job which they can't stand just to increase their personal wealth. But why does it always seem so difficult? If you're watching this video, we can safely assume that you haven't nailed your personal finance goals just yet, but hopefully with this video, we can provide you with some insight on how to change that. Thus, here are 10 habits that prevent you from becoming rich that you need to get rid of immediately. Number 1. You're too scared to talk about money. We're taught from a young age that it's impolite to discuss money, especially topics such as differences in salaries with your colleagues. This couldn't be further from the truth, however. The more open people are with their current financial situation, the clearer it will help them see. If you know what other people on your team are making or how much your boss makes more than you, you're in a better position to not only barter your salary, but also understand if your place of work is treating you the way you should be. Secret salaries allow employees to remain at the bottom of the pile because they don't know how much better others around them are doing. Be sure to talk to your friends and colleagues about their money situation. It may surprise you more than you think. You may even realize your career isn't as financially suitable for your goals and that it's time to start looking elsewhere. Number 2. You've been keeping up with the Joneses. Keeping Up with the Joneses was a comic strip featured in American newspapers in the early 20th century. It ran for about 25 years and was created by cartoonist Pop Moment. It depicts the McGinnis family who struggle to quote-unquote keep up with the more attractive lifestyle of their neighbors, the Joneses. Since the comic strip ended, the phrase entered the social consciousness as a reference to people's obsession with worrying about what other people, in this case their neighbors, have in comparison to themselves. One of the worst things you can do financially is to waste your money trying to keep up with the hottest trends that emerge from time to time, trying to impress others. Just because your neighbor has a new car doesn't mean it's time to upgrade yours. Focus on yourself and spend your money only on things you genuinely enjoy or need, rather than taking part in an illusionary competition with those around you. Number 3. You're convinced it will never happen. When people talk about being wealthy, we often think about two things: rich parents or a lottery win. Without these, it seems for most of us that being wealthy is simply impossible. People rarely think about taking up a better-paid career or starting a business or even taking up investing, but instead assume that if they're not handed a large sum of money, there's no hope for them. It's critical that you get yourself out of the mindset that financial success isn't meant for you and start focusing on how you can get there. Whether it's shifting your career direction, learning about investing, or even just understanding your own finances better, adopt the mindset that you can and you will. Number 4. You think investing is too risky. There's no doubt that growing up, a majority of us were taught by our parents to always save money, and investing was often feared and frowned upon. Whilst saving is a sensible thing to do, it's not always the most suitable option if you're looking for long-term growth. Once you've had a substantial amount of financial success, it's imperative that you make your money start working for you, thus investing. Although it is mostly true that investing does involve a certain amount of risk, letting such fears dictate your decision-making could harm your financial future drastically in the long run. Instead of just abandoning one of the best ways to multiply your money, we suggest that you learn the craft up to a certain level where you feel confident enough in making investment decisions. Start off by reading One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch, Principles by Ray Dalio, or The Bible of All Investors, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Number 5. You can't stop breaking your own rules. Promised yourself for your New Year's resolution you'd stop buying Starbucks to save yourself a few extra bucks? Trying to pack in junk food but can't quite stick with it? If you think your financial rules are going to be too tough to stick to, be sure to go a little easier on yourself. It's better to save a little here and there, but stay consistent than promise yourself you'll never eat takeout for the rest of the year so you can pay off your debts. If it doesn't make you happy, you'll be much less likely to stick with it and might find yourself spending even more than you initially would to make yourself happy again. Set yourself achievable, realistic, and time-focused goals, and you're guaranteed to begin to see progress. Number 6. You're convinced it's better to play safe. Striking a balance between playing it safe and taking bold steps is a fine art. Too far in either direction can spell disaster, but playing it too safe can keep you stuck in one place forever with no chance of breaking free. Quitting your job on the spot to chase a dream may not be the answer, but if you stay in one spot for too long, it can reduce your chances of success considerably. Always make sure you're moving forward and that you're not getting too comfortable in your career just because it's easy. Number 7. You haven't visualized your goals. Having a tick list might seem like it won't help, but being able to visualize your progress can make it crystal clear where you are on your journey. Setting deadlines to have a certain amount of debt paid off or hit a target in your savings account can keep you on track when you start to get distracted. Those new sneakers might only be $50, but it can also put your $50 away from hitting your goal for this month. Switching your way of thinking to make sure you're always working towards your goals is a guaranteed way to be successful with your finances. Plus, it makes it easier to see when you can treat yourself to something you really want because you've allowed it into your budget. Number 8. You believe that money is the root of all evil. Stop. Just stop adhering to or even the mere use of this quote. While it is indeed personally degrading to be wildly obsessed with it, earning money isn't shameful, nor is working hard to increase your earnings. Do not allow yourself to believe that you deserve to live life at the bottom because of a false belief that it's arrogant to want more for yourself. When you're financially free enough to not only live life on your own terms, but also give back to those around you, that by itself is quite fulfilling. Number 9. You give up too soon. Like most challenges in life, it can be frustrating when you don't see progress right away, but also, like most habits, it's essential that you stick with it long term. Time will pass regardless of what you choose to do, so it's important you take steps in life to take advantage and make the most of it. If your goal is to be financially free, it'll take more than just a few months of taking your cash flow seriously to reap rewards. Make sure you play the long game and don't allow yourself to become impatient no matter how difficult the journey tends to be. Number 10. You're just not focused. If you want to be truly financially successful, you need to take it more seriously than just saving a few pennies here and there and reading self-help books. The wealthiest people in the world did not get to the top while relying on handouts or wasting time. Instead, they visualize what they want to achieve and plan their approach accordingly. Set your goals and stick to them no matter what's in front of you. A majority of people will blame the hand they're dealt because they're not where they want to be in life, but this simply just makes your life bitter and distracts you from where your focus should be, on being successful. Keep your head down, keep working smart, and don't let anyone or anything hinder your growth. If you live your life like you're going to be wealthy, you'll start to see it makes its way into all of your life choices, even the micro decisions you might not take any notice of. So there you have it. Having a huge bank balance certainly isn't the be-all and end-all of living, but if it can give you the lifestyle you've always hoped for, then it's worth working that little bit harder. We hope this video helps you achieve your goals and gives you the freedom you're dreaming of. Be sure to like, subscribe, and drop us a comment below if you took any of these tips on board. Until next time, take care.